Live! Live! It's alive! Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is late. How's this late stuff? Late. Scam. Fighting Boys is a scam. It's a scam. Late. Scam. Fighting Boys is a scam. Scam. It's a scam. Late. It's a total scam. How could you do it? Why did you do it? So, guys, today, it's today's streaming like 10 minutes after you start. Probably. It doesn't matter anyways. This is not going to be a super long stream. So I'm pretty much going to do these every day. Unless I have something else going on. Like yesterday, obviously we had some deep pet fried stuff going on. Couldn't do it then. I guess I could have, but I'm just too lazy. Let's go do some reactions to, of course, a super important question that plagues mankind. Am I the asshole? And this is one I think that I'm going to be in the minority opinion. Because I think it's perfectly fine to do this. And look, I know it's probably selfish to say that. But here's the question. Am I the asshole for eating ice cream directly out of the tub? And I think a lot of people are going to say, yeah, you are. But I'm not in that camp. I'm really not in that camp. I'm sorry. I know it might be disgusting and it's not hygienic, but maybe there's some circumstances here that people can be more forgiving. It is a scam. We know that. I'm currently staying with my in-laws. You already immediately have my sympathy for that. That's just never fun. I mean, even if you have awesome in-laws, I don't know. It just feels like you feel like you got to follow a bunch of rules. But I personally am not one that likes to follow any rules. Even rules that make sense. Even rules that help me and protect me. I don't like rules. I misunderstood the tub part for a second. Which, they're talking about a container of ice cream. A container of ice. It depends on whose tub. Yeah, I mean, there's nuance, of course. But this person's staying with their in-laws. Before he came to visit, my mother-in-law asked me what my pregnancy cravings I was having. It's kind of like a run-on sentence, it feels like. Because she wanted to make sure they had them for me. Well, that's nice. I mostly crave chocolate fudge brownie ice cream, and they bought a lot of it for me. That is awesome. So I said your in-law, the in-laws thing, that kind of sucks. But these in-laws were, already, this is pretty cool. They bought you a shit ton of chocolate fudge brownie ice cream, which sounds delicious. Now, I will say this about chocolate ice cream, though. There is a problem with chocolate ice cream, and I'll tell you what it is. It's not that it's not good. It's that there's a certain level of chocolate that just becomes repetitive. Even as delicious as chocolate is, I feel like it can become repetitive. So you need to add stuff into it. And see, the brownie, that would add something into it, but that could also be chocolate overload. So it has to be a different flavor of chocolate. If you can meld those two, it's amazing. But just pure chocolate, no. I think that time, like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it gets boring. There's certain dishes like that. It's like they're good, but they get boring. I was eating it directly out of the tub. Since it never lasts more than 2 days max, well, it's chocolate fudge brownie ice cream. I'm saying this as a glutton. I might complain about this, like, actually, guys, but if you put it in front of my fat ass, I'm going to eat it. Whatever. And nobody else was eating it as far as I was aware. Okay, so to me, that almost makes it like if it's just for you, they asked you if you wanted it, that seems pretty much like fair game. But obviously, you wait for the other shoe to drop. My mother-in-law's goddaughter has been here for a few days now, too. And she saw me eating ice cream from the tub and told me I was being gross because somebody else could have wanted some and I should use a bowl instead of just eating it directly from the tub. I told her I was going to eat it all anyways, and she accused me of being greedy. Well, fair enough. If you're going to eat it all, you're greedy. Assuredly, like, I'm going to eat all of this. Like, you're not going to share with anyone else. You are a greedy person. I started crying because we kept arguing over it, and she was making me feel awful. See, this is one of the things where I get where the other person is coming from. I totally get it. What she's thinking is like, man, I'd like some of that ice cream. But then she sees this other person who she doesn't probably know that well, just like stuffing her face, like, good ice cream. I actually agree with you, by the way. Vanilla ice cream, in my opinion, is superior. Just because of the way you add stuff to it. And vanilla has a really good natural flavor. Steal TJ's thunder, dude. TJ has no thunder, dude. And I'm bringing the fucking lightning. I'm riding the lightning right now, like Metallica. You know, TJ might be doing his stream, but TJ's stream is garbage. And I'll even go review, if he's streaming, I'll go review his stream in a minute. But right now, we're talking about these people. So I get it. You see someone else going, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's kind of gross that you're eating all that ice cream. No, that's okay, because I'm going to eat it all. So, no problem. So I get it. In this set of circumstances, it's very easy to say, this is the asshole right here. She's the asshole. I mean, look what she's doing. She's being greedy. She's being selfish. She's just eating all the ice cream, all this chocolate fudge brownie ice cream, chowing down. But the only reason it's there is because her mother-in-law said, what is your pregnancy craving? What do you want? Now, pregnancy, as far as I know, is a pain in the ass. A giant pain in the ass. So if I was able to take any sort of privilege from that, which there's not many, but it's like the ability to eat whatever you want and no one says anything because you're pregnant, I would take it. I would eat all the fudge brownies. So this is not the asshole. Now, I know people are probably going to go, oh, you're totally wrong about that. That is an asshole move. It is an asshole move. But I just don't feel like it's an asshole thing. I feel where she's coming from. And I like to eat out of the fucking tub of ice cream myself. But usually here's my thing. I usually just buy my own. I say, this is for me. This is for nobody else. If someone else wants them, I don't give a shit. But I mean right out of the fucking tub. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If you have a problem with my germs, you just can't eat after me. Sorry. Too bad, so sad. I'm eating that ice cream out of that tub. I'm too lazy to make a bowl dirty. Because then I have to clean that bowl later on down the road because I do the dishes in my household. So I'm cleaning that bowl later. I ain't cleaning that bowl. I don't want to clean that bowl. It's my fucking house. I'm eating out of the tub. And if people don't like it, too damn bad. So just know that if you ever see me eating ice cream, I'll eat it right out of your tub. If I ever come to your house, I'm opening that tub up and I'm eating. I don't care. That's how I am. I know you guys might disagree, but hey, with the magic of polling we can see, let's ask you guys. I think it's an asshole move. I actually got to sign into my account, though. Oh, God. I had to sign into my account. Fuck it. I was going to do a poll, but I'm not even signed in. I ain't messing with that right now. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I guess you guys can just vote in the old-fashioned way. 1, she's the asshole. 2, not the asshole. Scotty also backwashes, right? Oh, dude, totally. I totally do. I'm a total backwasher. Not because I can't do it. I'm obviously old enough where I don't have to backwash. It's just simply the fact that I can. So yet again, I would not advise to eat or drink around me if you have like a problem with that. If you're like one of those people, oh God, oh, it's gross, it's gross. I'm probably going to be a just disgusting monster to you. So there's a caveat here. 2, under the condition she's finishing it in that tub. Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing left. Now, if it was, am I a greedy motherfucker? Then yes, 100%. If this was like, am I a greedy human being? Like, yeah, I'm voting greedy. But asshole, I think not. I think not. See, there's some enlightened people here. That's always good to see very enlightened human beings to understand what's going on in the world and to figure out of all the pressing issues, this is the most important one. So I commend everyone here, sincerely. Am I the asshole for not allowing my daughter's half-sister to spend Christmas with us? Maybe. I mean, this on the face of it doesn't sound like most of them. It's like you kind of get a feeling, doing these. You're like, I kind of see this is an asshole. Or, I don't see that. That would be an asshole thing. This is one where it's like the context is going to make it. My ex-husband and I got divorced 7 years ago. We share custody of our 13-year-old daughter. He got married, or I guess remarried. I mean, technically married too, but whatever. Has a 5-year-old daughter with his now wife. Okay. His daughter would spend time with my daughter regularly. Makes sense. They adore each other, but she doesn't come to my house, and they rarely meet up there. Okay. His wife has been diagnosed with cancer. Oh, shit. That's no good. And has started treatment recently. The other day, he came to drop off our daughter off and asked to speak to me. He talked about his wife's circumstances, then how his family won't be able to have a Christmas celebration this year. He said it wasn't fair for his daughter and asked if I could include her in my family celebration. He pointed out how the girls will have a great time together bonding and making memories. But I said I was sorry, but my family's traditional celebration is a sacred thing, and I do not feel comfortable including anyone else. So obviously, there's definitely extenuating circumstances. I mean, his wife has cancer, but but at the same time, if like my mom had cancer, I wouldn't really want to spend Christmas with somebody else. So this is a really weird ask. I mean, I don't like believe the family celebration is sacred shit. That's just like, I don't want her in my home. Let's just be honest. It's like, it's a sacred thing and I do not feel comfortable. I mean, it's your house though. That's understandable. I mean, like, you might say, hey, I don't mind them having a relationship because obviously they're related and they really like each other. But like, Christmas I don't know. We want to just keep that with our immediate family. We don't really want to go any further than that. And I mean, I get that. But at the same time, I don't like get why you would ask this. Like, it's Christmas. Like, Christmas is coming up, right? Wouldn't it be better for him to spend, or the girl, the daughter, to spend it with her dad and mom, especially if her mom has cancer and who knows if there's another Christmas coming? I just think it's a really fucking weird thing to ask. Let's see. Someone commented something. Let's see. I think there's a post on the sub from some guy that got an innocent man put on the sex registry. He lost his wife and kids and stuff. It was pretty nuts. If you send it to me, I'll cover it. If anyone sees any of these they want me to cover, I gotta get like an inbox or some shit or my Twitter or some garbage or whatever. Some way of communication so you guys can send me these things because I'd love to cover that one. Let's move on from here though. Blah, blah, blah. Plus it's awkward. Okay. Plus it'd be awkward having her in my home. He said that his daughter may not be family to me, but she sure is. But she sure is to her half sister. Yeah, they're related. We get it. He asked me to stop and think about what's best for the kids here. I mean, isn't what's best is that she spends it with her mom and they spend it together? Like I get it if like they were immediately receptive, but if someone's like, no, you just kind of have to accept that's like, well, that's their Christmas. You can't really impose on that. That's like a special time for a lot of people. So, for me, not even saying for religious reasons, just because like there's families, that's the only time they see each other. So it's like, they might not really be comfortable with that. I mean, and honestly, like her mom has cancer. Why the fuck isn't she spending Christmas with her mom? This makes no sense. I just don't know why this guy would be guilt tripping her. It's like, she should spend it with her mom. Even if her mom is sick, it would still be better to try to have it like, let's celebrate Christmas because who knows how many more we got. I don't know. Am I crazy here? I suggested he take his daughter to spend Christmas with her grandparents. Yeah, that makes sense. He said his parents and him are no contact. Okay. And tried to cut the conversation short, but he stopped me and started going on about how cruel it was for me to decline, including his daughter, who's already have a hard time adjusting. Okay, so wouldn't the best thing for someone who's having a hard time adjusting be to spend it with people they're close to? So let's see here. Maybe she's getting treatment that day and is going to be sick as fuck. That's of course true. I don't think it's an unreasonable request. I don't think it's an unreasonable request either. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you have the right to refuse a request. You don't have to accommodate a request. You know what I mean? Like, you just don't have to do it. So I get it. It's not unreasonable, but at the same time, they can refuse the request. And she has it. They say they don't feel comfortable doing it. If you don't feel comfortable, then that's not a good idea. I mean, doing something just out of you feel just because like social pressure. And I think that's kind of what the dad was relying on here. He was kind of relying on, hey, if you don't do this, like my wife has cancer, you're gonna be a real asshole if you don't do this. Oh, you don't have to agree with me. I was just responding to what you were saying. I saw that he was beginning to cry. Oh, that sucks, dude. So I stepped back and said I was no longer I was no longer feeling comfortable having this conversation. I asked him to leave, and he did, but he still texted me asking to agree to let his daughter come and spend Christmas Eve. Even offered that he'll stay away if that'll make me less uncomfortable. I said no, and now he's calling me selfish and unfeeling. A point worth mentioning here is that my family are going to attend, and they said they will not feel comfortable in the situation. Thus, I said it'd be awkward. I mean, they don't want you there. You know, plain and simple. I really feel bad for this guy. Like, I don't even really think this is coming from a bad place. Like, a lot of these are just like really entitled people. But this guy's going through probably a fuck ton of emotions. You know, his wife has cancer. He's trying to figure out, he's like, I don't really want to do a Christmas. I don't feel right. You know, maybe she's getting treatment. Maybe there's something going on. I mean, who knows? There's just a million things going on. And he probably just saw this as a solution. Oh, maybe she could go there and it'll be nice. And obviously they're just like, nope. Like, no, And look, I think there's something to say that I think that there is a case that they are a little uncaring, but I don't think that means they have to accommodate you for that. I do think it's maybe a little like, oh man, that's kind of, I don't know if that makes you, I wouldn't say a good or bad person, but I probably would think a little bit less of them, but I would understand. I would really understand why. Because I mean, if you look, I'm not comfortable around people I don't know very well. I get it. And it might feel awkward to me. So I totally get it from that angle, but I don't think this is an asshole thing. I think it's pretty reasonable on a holiday like Christmas, especially like they said with family coming out of town, to say like, no, we just don't want to do this. No one here is comfortable with that. You know, you have to accept that. You have to accept that you shouldn't impose on somebody else's celebration. As painful it is, as painful as you have going on in your life. Because honestly, you got to realize that a lot of people in the world, they just don't give a fuck. Your problem is your problem. My problem is my problems. You know, like that's how it is. So sad but true. Emily asshole. I lied to the people I was babysitting to get them to come home. I mean, it depends on the reason, right? You know, like if there's a good reason for it, then yeah, you're not really an asshole. If you just lie, if like you'd been there 5 minutes and you're like, this sucks, and you just said the house is on fire and they rush home, then no. But obviously, of course, it's like most things in life. It depends on the context of what happened. Oh, good evening. Good evening. How are you? I am 15 years old. I am? Shit. Got really younger suddenly. And I babysit to make money. I took a first aid course and a babysitting course. Damn, that's like super prepared. I commend you right there because I have never taken a first aid course and I definitely have not taken a babysitting course. I don't even know such a thing existed, to be honest with you. If I'm just being perfectly honest here, I did not even know there was such a thing as a babysitting course. Last week, it's not a lat. Gotta work on my lats. Last weekend, one of my little sister's classmates' parents had a wedding to go to and asked if I would babysit. Sure, gotta make that cheddar, right? Gotta make some money. I asked how late they would need me and if I should pack an overnight bag if they were going to be staying out all night. They said they would be home by midnight. Oh no. Okay. As someone who's been to not a ridiculous number of weddings, but enough weddings to know what happens, people are getting drunk, dude. You cannot trust anyone unless it's just like the most like perfunctory, like, oh, it's some acquaintance and we got kind of roped into doing it, so we're gonna go and we'll be back in a couple hours. You know, if it's someone you really know and you're gonna tie one off, I mean, weddings are when it's gonna happen, and there's gonna be fucking booze everywhere, and everyone's gonna be getting drunk. I mean, when TJ got married and had his big wedding, I think conservatively, I estimate I had about 25 shots. I mean, I was just drunk as can be. So I just don't know how anyone could say it's an accurate time. I will be home by midnight. I wouldn't believe that for a second. And of course, like, look, if you're paying someone by the hour, you're making an arrangement, you kind of have to be precise, though. You know, you can't just stay out all night. You can't like, oh, you know, I'll stay out all night. It's like, no, someone's watching your kids or a kid. So that doesn't really work. You have to be kind of precise with the time, which does suck. It does dampen, you know, you can dampen your evening because you're like, oh, I got to get back. But, that's the reality of having a babysitter and having kids. Gotta deal with that crap. Oh, thank you. I do. And like I said, I'm going to go watch TJ stream in a minute. Midnight is no man's land. No one ever comes back by midnight. Yeah, I feel, Taylor, I feel that's true. I feel if it was like, we back at like 11:30. It's like, oh, okay. But midnight, who the hell is getting back at midnight? It's not going to happen. So I checked with my dad if that was okay because he is my ride. He doesn't want me alone in a car with adults that he doesn't know. Well, of course. So my dad was there to pick me up at 11:50. Sounds like a dad. He's just 10 minutes early. The kids were all asleep, and I was watching TV. I texted them at 11 to double check, or to double. I guess I added it in for her to double check that they would be in time. I would say on time, personally. The mom texted me back, yes, I'm going to be back on time. You're going to be back on time. 12:30, they still aren't there. Okay, so at that point, if it's like 12:10, they should be calling you. They should be calling and saying, we're on our way back, blah, 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 telling some sort of story. Even if it's bullshit, they should be communicating and saying, like, hey, person watching my kids, like, this is what's going on. I texted again. No answer. I called my dad, and he is pissed. Well, yeah. I mean, the dad's perspective, he's doing this to help his kid. He ain't getting nothing out of this. He ain't making no money. He ain't getting shit. Taylor, why would Taylor doesn't normally need a wrench because she's normally on the stream with me. But I'll give Taylor a wrench. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm lazy. But she doesn't really need one when she's usually on the stream. Let's see where we're at. Dad's pissed. Not at me. Well, yeah, the dad knows his daughter doesn't want this. So it's 1 a.m. I called him. No answer. Oh, man. At this point, you're probably worried like something's gone wrong. Like whether there was a car accident. Like, so all these things are going through your head. It's like, this is not normal. No answer. My dad went and got coffee at home and came back. He is all calm. Not good. He's ready to blow. Well, yeah, he's also just thinking of like, well, I don't want to blow this for my daughter. I don't want to be like the asshole. It's like, you motherfucker, why'd you do this to my kid? Why'd you make us wait? I texted every 15 minutes. No response. Why did you not call? I mean, you call, like, I get you called them here, but I would start blowing up these people's phones. I don't care professionalism or not, or whatever you want to take it. It's like they've already been unprofessional. They said midnight, and it's past 1. That's not cool, man. You can't do that to somebody. You can't impose on somebody for hours on end. Like if I was her, I would be like, dude, I need like $200. I would milk these people. I would milk these people fucking dry, is what I would do. Let's see. People just talking about Taylor. How dare you guys? 2:20 a.m. I have an idea. I get myself a little idea. Take the TV. You could do that. I text them that someone tried to break into the garage, but that the alarm scared them away. They were home drunk in an Uber in 15 minutes. My dad made them pay me for their extra time before he left. Oh, well, yeah, I mean, like, they fucking owe you extra money. That goes without saying. Tell me I'm not allowed to babysit for them again unless I charge them for an overnight stay. Well, yeah. It all seems... I would say not at all, because they ghosted you for like 2.5 hours and only came back when you're like, oh, shit, robbers. It's like, oh, shit. Like, clearly these people are probably going to stay out till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and just be like, we're sorry. Because it's not like the parents forgot that their kids were being babysat. They're just like, fuck her. Who cares? He's like some 15-year-old. They'll be fine. Give me another drink. Yesterday at school, I saw the mom when I was picking up my sisters after school. She gave me shit for scaring her and her husband, that they had checked their security cameras and no one tried to break in. I said, sorry, the alarm went off, so I called you. She called me a liar. which is fair, but I don't feel bad about what I did. They lied to me first. You know, you just really cemented it there. They lied to me first. Was it right that she lied? No. She shouldn't have lied. She shouldn't have made someone afraid of that. But she also shouldn't have had to. You guys blew her off for 2.5 hours, and she's like, you know what? I'm really tired of staying here. I have an ethical obligation to stay here, make sure nothing happens to these kids. The house doesn't burn down. Actual robbers or something doesn't show up. You know, like some actual bad shit doesn't happen. So she can't just leave. She can't just go, fuck these kids. Let me just roll out. The parents knew that. They didn't care. That her time did not matter. She even asked them before, like, do you want me to stay longer? They were the ones that said no. Not the asshole. Not the asshole at all. I mean, that's insane how you literally have control of their kids. I would never trust a 15-year-old at 2 a.m. with my kids. Some people do. Some people do. My mom says I should just suck it up. My dad says they broke our deal. Yeah, your mom is wrong. Your dad is right. They broke the deal. I kind of feel bad for tricking them into coming home from their party. Why? But they could have told me it was overnight or texted me that they were going to be late. Right. My dad has brought me an overnight bag before when this has happened. I mean, there you go. Like, they could have resolved the problem. Like, these parents unnecessarily created this issue. They could have just been like, we'll be out all night. So, but what they did is they used the principle, it's better to ask forgiveness than ask permission. They probably felt like if they said, we're going to be out all night, she might have said no, or her parents, you know, her dad's, you know, obviously the babysitter's dad goes, no, you can't be there all night. That's not going to happen. So like, we're just going to trick this girl. We'll be home by midnight. No worries. We're going to be home by midnight. And they're just like, fuck it, who cares? Doesn't matter. It's not our problem. She's there. She's stuck. What can she do? Fuck you and your husband. You abandon your kids. Let's hear this one. I'm sure they could have just said, hey, plans change. We'll pay you overtime or something. Why blow her off? The kids could have just left their kids alone if she was more callous. I mean, yeah. Oh, the kid. Yeah. Very true. My mom wanted me to call the police to see if they had been in an accident, but I thought they were still at the wedding, would cause a scene. Well, yeah. That's what Reddit said about this. Not the asshole. The fact that the parents said yes, they would be home at 12, then they couldn't / wouldn't respond for 2 hours is bullshit. Where she gets off being pissed that you was crazy. Please tell me they apologized when they finally got home. They did not. Oh, there you go. Not the asshole. Not even hard. Not even a difficult one. Not one you have to struggle over or lose sleep over or anything like that. The final one. Am I the asshole for leaving after being told to be quiet at dinner? Shh. Gotta be quiet. Be quiet. Shh. The title probably makes it sound worse than it was, but I'm still conflicted. My F21 boyfriend, M24, of almost a year, invited me to dinner with his family. How sweet. How wonderful. How nice. Mom, dad, and his 16-year-old brother. Never met them prior to that. Oh, so this is a big deal. This isn't just like another dinner with the family. This is like, we're going to meet the special one. Oh, she's special. Oh, she's so special. The only thing I knew about them is that they're conservative and Christians, but lovely people. That's very contradictory in my experience, but hey, you know, who am I to judge? Why me? I'm judging everyone. So yeah, I'm a little skeptical of that, but okay. Maybe I've been wrong in the past. And they were. If they were, would you really be making a post on the internet about it? Doesn't seem like it. Kind of seems like a strange thing. They're lovely, but, you know, I have to make a post on the internet and ask people if I was wrong. It's like, okay, well, maybe you're truly conflicted. I got along really well with them before dinner. Oh, before dinner was great. Oh, yes, you're wonderful. Oh, you're wonderful. Oh, yes, everything's wonderful. Life is wonderful. They were lovely. I hate this thing about people. They were lovely. Oh, lovely. Oh, you were lovely. What does that even mean? What's even the definition of lovely? I really don't know. You were lovely. Beautiful, especially in a pleasing or charming way. So they were beautiful. Oh, wow. They were beautiful people. They were the beautiful people. Okay. And talkative. So already I'm not liking this. I don't like super talkative people. And I don't want them to be lovely because I want to feel good about myself. So, if they're like really beautiful people, I'm like, oh man, look at me. Oh shit. When it was time for dinner, my boyfriend's dad wanted to pray. Ugh. Okay. No, I don't want to do that. I personally, like, you want to do that? Knock yourself out. I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. It's nonsense. After praying, he said something along the lines of, let us dig and let the food keep us quiet. Let us dig in, I'm guessing. Oh, okay. This is a pretty popular saying in our country. All right, that makes sense. Mostly told to young children in school. Is that actually a thing? I'm gonna look this up. Let us dig and let the food keep us quiet. I guess saying like, hey man, this food's gonna be so good, we're not even gonna want to talk. That's gonna be, dude, that's how you know food is good. Is when no one's talking, they're let us dig and keep us quiet. Well, let's see. I'm not seeing anything like that. Keep us quiet. Idioms. I don't think so. It's a damn lie. So this is a pretty popular saying in our country, mostly told to young children in school. It's kind of weird. So the dad thinks there are some young kids in school. Maybe the dad's pretty old. My understanding of this has always been you shouldn't speak with food in your mouth or be extremely loud at the table. I wouldn't say it's a cultural thing, though. I dug in, took a bite. It was fish soup. Oh, fish soup. Oh, fish soup. Absolutely delicious. And like a good guest, I wanted to compliment the cook. This is delicious. Is it saffron? A perfect autumn soup. Dude, this person needs to write all my praises of people's food. A perfect autumn soup. I'm going to use that one next time. Next time I have a soup at someone's house and it's autumn, I'm like, oh, it's a perfect autumn soup. My boyfriend's brother looks surprised. What did she? She spoke. My boyfriend's father hushed. He hushed me. Big time. I really guess shh. 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 With a finger over his lips. And then he said again, let the food keep us quiet. I apologized because I thought I had accidentally spoken with food in my mouth or something. Oh, yeah, you don't want to do good. This is some good soup. But a few minutes passed and nobody said a word. Super awkward and weird, especially since they've been so talkative before. My boyfriend was also unusually quiet. Okay, so this is like one of those cases where this family has a rule. For some reason, someone in the family, probably the mom or the dad, and it seems like here, like it's the dad, doesn't want to hear anyone talk when he's eating. He's one of those people, that's just a thing that annoys him. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. He doesn't want to have, like, he just wants to be able to eat his food in total silence. So his family has been trained. And that's why your boyfriend is like, they're all trained. They know the dad is the only one talking. It's a conservative Christian family. So it's obviously whatever the dad says goes. That's what's going on. And they're expecting you to follow their crazy ass rules because that's what his rule is. After a few minutes, I was too weirded out and asked about their day, how nice it was they invited me there. And his mother did the hush thing. Shh. Shh. It's like the dad did it, now the mom's getting it on. No. Shh, quiet. Be quiet. How dare you speak when you eat? Do you not know the rules of this household? We eat in silence. So awkward. So awkward. I think this is when it clicked. No speaking at all at the table. Really? You think? I think you were given a lot of hints about that. Now, I don't agree with them. I think that's just weird. But I think that's what they were trying to say. But you look, they could have communicated clearly too, like, hey, we don't talk it. Or your boyfriend could have been like, hey, my family's weird about dinner. So like, they're not going to say anything. And if you say something, they're going to be like, they're going to freak out. So just heads up, if you go to this dinner, they're going to be weird. And then you give someone an option of like, oh shit, your family's that weird? Maybe I don't even want to go to the fucking dinner. Yeah, it is kind of a bizarre tradition. But like, dude, there's so many weird family dinner traditions I've read about and heard about and seen personally. But I've never really seen anyone say you couldn't talk. I've never encountered that one. I've never encountered this one. Let the food keep us quiet. Really quiet. But this is a super awkward situation. Well, yeah, because obviously she's normally used to talking to people when they eat, and this family is not. So then she feels like put on the spot because she's already been corrected by the family, where it's like, no, which I think is bad manners. I think this family has some pretty, even if that's like their rule, you always should be more lenient with guests, and you should obviously treat them with more respect than just be like, oh, quiet. Imagine sitting at a table with 5 people, everybody eating soup, looking dead serious. I mean, I don't know if I'd be serious about it. My parents are pretty quiet at dinner, but I think it's because they're too busy shoveling. Well, that's different. I'm not talking about like eating your fucking food. I've definitely been at tables where no one's talking because they're stuffing their face, but that's different. Like, and even during those meals, when people got quiet for 10 or 15 minutes, they still talked a little bit, like, go past this, or okay, blah, blah, blah. They said something to each other. It wasn't like there was like a rule where it's like, don't talk. So imagine sitting at a table with 5 people, everybody eating soup, looking dead serious. So I laughed. It just slipped out. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's like, this is ridiculous. Yeah, this is one of the things I can't really falter for, because life's just sometimes just amusing. It's like, to you, it's like a ridiculous thing, and to them, it's just the way it is. So they can't see it. And being told off by boyfriend's parents that I was being disrespectful. And if I didn't show respect how their household worked, I could eat alone in the kitchen. No. No, How about I go eat somewhere else? How about I eat outside of your house? We were eating in like a separate dining room. So I thanked them for the food and left to the hotel me and my boyfriend stayed at. Yeah, they basically tried to put you at the kid table. You can go at the kid table. You can go. Do you want to go eat somewhere else? Do you want to go eat somewhere else? Do you? Yes, I do. I want to eat outside of your fucking house. That's what I want to do. I want to leave this house with these lovely people. Like, these don't sound like lovely people. Like, I don't get this. They were lovely people. They're so lovely that they can't even be tolerant of someone talking at dinner. Yeah, they sound really lovely to me. They sound really accommodating too, because like most times you go to someone's house, if like there's an unspoken rule and a guest who has no idea what the rules are violates it, then you immediately correct them and just dogpile on them and say what a piece of shit they are, and then say, well, you can go in here, you got in the kitchen. That seems like some lovely people to me, though. Really lovely. My boyfriend later told me there was an asshole move. I should have just kept quiet or eat alone in the kitchen. I mean, I understand why the boyfriend's siding with his family. I get that. But why does she have to just keep quiet? Why is it just what they want? So it's just like 100% what they want and 0% what you want? Or if you have to make noise, go in the kitchen. I understand their family tradition and rules, but it was so weird. I just couldn't take it anymore. Was I being the asshole, though? No. So what happens with these people? These people go and eat with other people. They go to a restaurant. They're like, shh, shh, shh. Let the food keep us quiet. Let's say these two families meet. They're gonna sit down and have a meal together at one of their houses. Like let's say they go to someone else's house. If her whole family came there, hey, let's say they're gonna get married, right? Or they're just having a family thing, have family get together, and she brings her family who normally talks when they eat. They have another family who doesn't talk. Are they gonna shush everyone in that? Shh, shh. You know what I think the answer is? I think the answer is no. I don't think that. I don't think they would. I think they're assholes, and they felt like they could bully his girlfriend, and just try to be like, let the food keep us quiet. Why don't you be a little accommodating? Doesn't mean you have to talk somebody's ear off, but like, I don't know. I feel like you should try to accommodate a guest, at least somewhat. I don't think talking at dinner is an unreasonable request. I don't know. Maybe I'm just insane. Everyone I know talks while they have dinner. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Even if you have this weird rule, why can't you just be understanding that, like, not everyone has your weird rule? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get these people at all. They're so freaking weird. It's just, I don't know. I would just feel so awkward as well. Not the asshole. He could have warned you and given you an opportunity to skip dinner because you don't dine in monasteries. Also, you're not a 3-year-old to be sent to the kitchen to eat alone. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's even a question that these people are assholes. You are not the asshole. Definitely not. Unequivocally not. Now I heard tell of a TJ stream. Where's the TJ stream? Ah, there it is.
So, like, when I say, like, is Carrie Lake related to Ricky Lake, and then start singing the go, 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 Ricky, that's like, that's...
Dude, that's some, like, old school shit, TJ. Ricky Lake, you're going back to the 90s. This is a boomer take by TJ. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Meant to be a humorous aside to maybe, like, pull some levity into this situation.
There is no levity. I'm going to read some of your guys' comments before you go on to TJ. It kind of ruins the aspect of the family dinner. Sitting around the table and talking is like a bonding part. If everyone wants to keep quiet, why even eat together? I know, right? That's like you're eating by yourself, like out and about, or you're eating a sandwich at work or some shit. You know, like I've literally done, and we've done on our show. Like we'll like put our cameras up. I mean, I've definitely heard Paul and TJ. I tend not to do it, but I definitely have done it. It's like I just don't get it. I don't get why you wouldn't talk to like, or at least forbid someone from interacting. Yeah, here it. The fuck's the point of family dinner if you're forbidden from interacting? At that point, just eat in front of separate screens and enjoy yourself a little, right? I hate talking at dinner, but I adjust because my wife likes to talk. Differences are inevitable, just a fact of life. See, 3D Cal, I commend you. Because you're like, I don't want to talk. And I feel you on that. I'm not saying I'm a super talkative person at dinner either. Like, there's a lot of times, like, I don't want to say anything. But if someone talks to me, I don't go like, what the fuck? Why you talk to me? Don't talk to Scotty. Let the food keep us quiet. I feel like I'm in a weird cult. I feel like that's a weird cult. Other Christians. So yeah, they are. Sorry. I forgot about that.
We're actually talking about is like a crazy Nazi bitch coming this close to fucking power.
What? How can you say Carrie Lake is a crazy Nazi? Expletive. How can he say that? Just because she just questioned the legitimacy of that election? Is that why? Oh, crazy.
And having it snatched away from her, which is funny, but also kind of scary that she was even able to get as far as she was. Anyway, here's her fucking life story according to her campaign. So probably total propaganda.
Garbage.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, man. He thinks he's got...
TJ. Oh, TJ. Let me say something to you, TJ. Your beard looks scraggly. Your eyes look tired. You are a piece of total, unadulterated garbage. You deserve to have your balls worked over like a speed bag. You disgust me on every level imaginable. And you are fat. Thank you.
This is a garbage stream by TJ. I just feel bored. Let's see this. Wait a minute. What am I waiting for?
Contrast doesn't seem to be the issue. Ballot initiatives. Bow down to the king, baby. Bow down to the king, says Josh Spicy. Fuck yeah, bitch.
King?
Fuck
Where's the
yeah.
king?
Now that
Wait a minute. Who's the king? TJ? I'm sorry. It's just very amusing. Very amusing indeed. I don't even know what to say. King TJ. I mean, that's a terrifying thought, is it not? King TJ. I would see TJ like a Henry VIII. If I were to think of a lead, like a king that TJ reminds me of, it's like Henry VIII. Just like he would have his like many wives as possible. He would blame everyone else. He would basically have a bunch of advisors run his government for him. Anytime one of his favorites failed, he would just be like, well, they did it. Like, yeah. So TJ would be that kind of king. And he'd be really fat because he'd just be stuffing himself all the time. Now, the one thing I don't think he's like at all like Henry VIII is I don't think TJ was, because Henry VIII was athletic in his youth. TJ was never athletic. He is getting more athletic. Maybe TJ's Henry VIII is he gets a little more fit towards the end of his life. Not the end of his life, but the middle of his life. Then towards the end of his life, then TJ has like 10 wives. And for somehow he gets power and can execute them, you know, when they don't do what he wants. Burger King TJ? Oh, Burger King. Huh. How could you say that about TJ? It's probably the only time TJ's actually ever been a king, dude. If we're going to be honest, is when he went to Burger King as a kid. You had to put the little crown and say, I'm the king. You're the king of shit, TJ. TJ stream is boring, man. Do something interesting, TJ. All right, there's these two doofuses. So what they have to do or say.
From a Showtime show. I think the show is called The Circus.
What is this garbage? This is a garbage stream, TJ. I have to give you a down vote. Terrible stream. Awful stream. It's horrible. All right, guys. Well, that's it for this one. I guess you can go watch TJ's stream if you're really, really bored. Got nothing better to do. Like literally, if it's like watching paint dry or watch TJ, I mean, whatever. I guess you could go watch paint dry. But that's it. I'll be back tomorrow with some more Am I the Assholes? I'll pull some other stuff too. Some relationship advice stuff. I've seen some good stories like that. I have a Twitter or something. If you guys want to send me some, I might cover it on the show. Go ahead and send it on over to me. I'll be doing another one tomorrow night. Well, I guess not tomorrow night, probably earlier because got onion nuggets. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.